We're Hidden Mothers, and this is Hive Magazine.
This is Hive Magazine. I'm Danny Baker, and today I'm here at 2000 Trees Festival with Hidden Mothers. How are we doing?
Yeah. Very decent, thank you.
Yeah, all good, thank
really
you.
Good. Yeah, really good.
Of course, I have to ask firstly, how was the set? It was an early one.
Yeah.
It was all right, yeah. I thought we played pretty all right.
I don't really
know. Let's not. I think
it was all me.
Probably the best festival set we've done. I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Considering it was 11 a.m., it was packed.
It was wonderfully busy.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. No complaints.
Yeah,
no
thank
complaints.
you for getting up early, people. That was lovely.
Were the crowd all getting into it despite the heat and everything?
Yeah. Like we're not really a moshy band.
No.
But people were vibing. Yeah.
People were nodding. People were having a sing song. It was nice. Yeah.
Amazing. When you guys are doing kind of festival sets in comparison to your headline sets, how do you kind of get that crowd engagement, kind of get the crowd's attention essentially when you're playing to that bigger audience and introducing yourselves to them essentially?
I treat them exactly the same.
Yeah,
every show's the same. You've got to make sure that everyone's having the same experience,
Yeah.
So I just go as hard as I can every single time.
Yeah, we've been opening our set with one of our heavier songs for quite a while, and I think that kind of gets the energy, it sort of establishes the energy level quite early doors. And yeah, people are on board, and then when we soften off a bit, people are already kind of locked in, and yeah, it's. But I don't think we approach anything any differently, really, to big shows like this, to a 80, 100 capacity club show.
It's also with a band of our age, we only have so many songs that can be in a set.
Yeah.
So from a practical point of view, our sets will always be very similar.
Yeah. Well, for now at least.
For now.
Till we write some more.
Well, that does lead me on quite nicely because I did want to talk music. Of course, you've had your latest release, which is a collab with Tane. So that was released not too long ago.
Yeah, it was a month or so ago.
Yeah.
No, the Tane collab was
the Tane collab.
It's March, March, April, I think it came out.
Yes.
May, I don't know. It was recently. Yeah.
So how did that whole collab come about, and kind of how was the writing process, creative process shared between you guys?
So it wasn't really shared, was it? It's more. No. It is definitely a collab because we made the original song, and then Tane, of course, did their own thing. But it was almost more of a remix in a way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Reimagining. I think.
Reimagining.
Matt's a lovely boy, and he's done a stunning job on that song.
It's been a long time coming, that, to be honest, because we had a conversation about it before we'd even really finished recording the album, and we weren't really sure if it was one of those things where it's nice to talk, it's a nice idea, but it'll probably never come to fruition. And then eventually we were like, let's actually make it happen, and we sent Matt the stems and everything, and he just sort of put his spin on it. So the process for that song in particular from us was, other than just here's the stems, have at it, do what you want, it was fairly minimal, to be honest. But we're really happy with it was a different thing for us to get involved in. It was just a cool new thing.
It's cool to see it reimagined in a completely different context.
Yeah, because you write a song and you kind of feel precious about it and you have ownership of it, so to relinquish that and say take it apart and put it back together in a different order and with a different spin is it's an unusual feeling, but I think he smashed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course. And then, of course, you did just touch on the album as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was released the back end of last year.
Yep.
How has kind of the overall reception been for that? As you said, you're still a fairly new band. It was your debut album. How has that been? How is kind of getting into playing those tracks live, especially at a festival like this, been?
I think we're still riding that high, aren't we? Because it's been so well received. It's been phenomenally received. Difficult for you to say, but yeah, it's been class, and I think we are definitely still riding that high months on.
Yeah, we've been playing those songs live for quite a while before the album came out, so the only thing that changed really was that people knew the songs after a certain point. So it's been fun to see people singing along, people were singing along today.
That was cool.
I think the turning point for me was at the Newcastle show and seeing people singing along to Violet Sun. It's
the first headline show we did post album was really cool.
It was really cool. People singing along, people know the songs now, so it is a different vibe. But
well, that's the thing. I was just about to say, it feels like when we kind of put it out, it felt like a bit more of a direction change. But I've not really noticed that now. It's been so long that it's not really a direction change anymore. Do you know what I mean?
It's
just what we are.
Yeah.
And more of us has been that now than it was anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like a phoenix from the ashes.
Yeah, you can take the mic away from him at any time.
I don't mind. I'll let it happen.
Yeah.
carrying on with the album, what were kind of the main influences that went into creating that? Who would you say your main influences are that kind of create Hidden Mothers as a whole?
I think you could ask one of us and we'd all give you a different answer.
Well, why don't you give us an answer then?
I spent the whole time during that writing period avoiding listening to metal as much as I could, just so I could take a different approach. I think I've mentioned Metronomy a few times in the interviews, but I went back to like 2010's indie, which is my bread and butter. So like, there's a load of Radiohead in there, Metronomy, some
Block Party
in there. So yeah, as a metal band, it's cool to kind of approach it differently.
Yeah, I think we've always had that kind of like, when we set out to start the band, the reference points were like Death Heaven, Oathbreaker, you know, Amun Ra, stuff like that, Cult of Luna. And whilst we've softened off a little bit, not in a bad way, but you know, we're not a post-metal band like we kind of started out as. And but I think those influences are still there, just in like a more subtle way. But at the same time, we're taking a lot from like post-hardcore bands like Birds in Row, who are playing later, and you know, Thrice and Envy and bands like that. So yeah, I think a good mix of like post-hardcore, screamo, post-rock, post-metal, and then like Radiohead.
Indie, like, we've got quite a wide group of influences to call on, even like Adam the drummers into like electronica and jazz and stuff.
Leads
like
to
that.
a lot of arguments in the practice room.
I love it.
It's not easy, but being a band with 4 people who like different music almost.
Yeah, but it makes it interesting because like Luke will come with an idea and then we'll pull it apart and then put it back together again. It's a cool feeling, but it is.
It's just why it takes us a little bit longer to achieve anything, because the process is like getting us all onto, from our 4 separate channels into one channel is sometimes a challenge, but you know, so far it's going all right, even if the process does take longer than we'd sometimes want it to.
I think any band's going to kind of have its challenges, but I think having all of those wildly different ones come together, it's kind of, you're creating your own genre essentially, and it's clearly paying off. I mean,
it's going all right.
Yeah, I mean, your song Better Life was like played. It's been added to playlists. It's been like, it's had reception from Radio 1. Yeah, like it's had so much going on with that. Like, how does it feel kind of having that recognised and kind of seeing, even like obviously Radio 1 so iconic? Like,
yeah, we've had a couple of Radio 1 plays now, because we had Still Sickness was on Radio 1 as well, which was nice. It's still a bit unusual, to be honest, because like, we don't see ourselves as a big band, you know, because we're not, you know, we're a small band, but at the same time we are getting, you know, Spotify playlists and Radio 1 and everything else, and it's still a bit surreal sometimes, but you know, we'll take it.
I'm going to war over it. Was.
But it's nice, you know, it's nice to get that kind of recognition, and to feel like you're being taken seriously as an artist is a really good feeling, definitely.
It's almost a little sad, but like, my family know that if I've been on Radio 1, that's a big thing. Like, whereas like, if I played a show, they're like, all right.
Yeah.
I've been on Radio 1.
This weekend actually was the first time my mum was like, oh, Code and Cambria, I've heard of them. I was like,
yeah, totally.
I do that like I do that like at my day job as well. Like, they'll be like, oh, you're off to this festival, that festival, and like a lot of the time I'm like, never heard of them, and then I think it was like this one, and like I was like, they're Taking Back Sunday, and they're like, oh, I grew up on them, and I'm like, yeah, see, I am doing things. So I feel
I'm
that.
doing
I
stuff.
feel that.
Yeah.
Like, look, I am cool, I promise. That's amazing. I have to ask as well, obviously now people have had a little bit of time to sit with the album. What is next for you guys? I mean, is it just a bit of a rest for a while, or touring, or anything you can tell me?
Probably not a rest.
No.
Well, we've tried to. It's getting very close to me. Sorry. We tried to write some kind of music in between doing bits and bobs of touring, because we're not a full-time band. And we started finding it quite difficult, didn't we? So I think we kind of said we might take a bit of a rest now, besides
From
besides some of the bigger shows we've got, and then just focusing on writing something, because we're finding it quite hard to write and play shows and write.
I think like, we were kind of blessed with COVID in a way that we had that gap to write music, and now we need that gap again to write more stuff.
So we've got 5 shows basically between now and the end of the year,
Yeah.
and we're not doing any more until probably the middle of next year, unless something amazing comes up, just so that we can focus on writing whatever comes next, which we have started, but it's, like Luke said, it's getting the momentum going of it and the consistency, because we maybe do 2 practices on a new song and then go, oh, we've got a show next week, so we need to practice for that instead. And then by the time we go back to the song, we've kind of lost the vibe of it a little bit, so we need to take some time to write. But yeah, I'm excited about what we do next.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're approaching writing differently this time, aren't we? Really. So, I think we wrote for we were a 5-piece when we were writing the album. We're now 4. So we're definitely going to approach it. How we approach that differently, I'm not too sure yet. But it's going to be exciting. Either way. Yeah.
I mean, already just hearing that you're working on new stuff, I'm very, very excited to hear that. Obviously, as you said, you need that time. You can't rush perfection. Just to start to wrap this up now, are there any up and coming bands you guys are loving at the moment that you want to shout out at all?
I mean, we just saw Eyes about half an hour ago, and they were absolutely phenomenal. So so you should go and check them out. They put an album out earlier this year, and it was wicked. We've got some mates playing today. I think Love Rarely played just after us. We missed them because they were on like literally immediately after we finished, so we couldn't get over there in time. But they're great.
I think the only other band, probably New Ghost, they're back in the studio again.
Oh yeah.
Not that because I used to be in New Ghost, but
because your brother-in-law's in New Ghost.
Yeah, it's my brother-in-law's band.
Nepotism
but they are very good, like kind of shoegazy stuff. But they're back in the they're writing another album, I think. So that'll be exciting.
There's been some really good stuff this weekend. Like Love Is Noise are on in a bit. They're really good. Who else?
Mine's gone blank.
Mine's gone completely blank. Who was he yesterday? We missed Uncertainty yesterday, but they're a really good hardcore band from down south. I think they did the slot we did today, but yesterday. There's loads and loads of good like hardcore in the UK at the minute, like Uncertainty and Perp Walk and Still in Love, and like there's loads of good
Hour
stuff.
of Reprisal.
Hour of Reprisal as well,
Nylon are back in the studio
Nylon
as well.
Nylon.
I lived like 3 doors down from the drummer in Nylon, so
Have you moved now then?
I live on the same road as Taylor, so I mean they're a very local band to me.
We're very close.
It doesn't get much more local to you than 3 doors away.
Down,
yeah. I feel like the UK's scene in general at the minute is probably the most varied and interested I think it's ever been. But at the same time, there is loads of just really good straight up hardcore bands, which is lovely. So it's nice to see some variety, but also some just consistently good like
I've been
punk and
seeing
hardcore bands.
Like recent indie bands as well. Like another band, I want to give Atacama a call out as well. I've seen them a few times. Really cool, like bluesy indie stuff. So even on a scene that we're not involved in, there's like stuff bubbling. So it's really cool.
I don't know if there's such a thing as a scene. No. There obviously is individual scenes for each genre, but like I don't feel like I'm part of only one scene as a music listener, and I feel like it's really good to get out there and just see as much different stuff as you possibly can.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think this weekend is the perfect weekend for it as well. Like it has Trees always has like a really diverse lineup, but I think this year they have outdone themselves, and there's been like it has pained me to be here sometimes and like hearing the bands, and I'm like,
I don't want to be talking to these guys.
I love this, but then like you can like hear it in the background, and I'm like,
I need to have like bands like Kneecap and then Paris and then us and then Unpeople, like 4 completely different bands that work together on the same bill.
The thing is, at the same time, if I was going to put together a dream post-hardcore lineup with us opening it, the next few bands would be La Dispute, Burton Row, Let Live, Alexis on Fire, and that's all happening today. That's fucking crazy. We've done it. We've opened for Alexis on Fire. I don't care if we're 12 hours away and 4 stages away.
The working title was Alexis on Fire for a bit.
Yeah, Defanged was Alexis' song before we named it. So this feels good. This feels good.
We're going to get so found out.
I'm going to chase Tallis Green down in the press area later and give him a big fat kiss.
Incredible. And then just for my final question now, who do you guys want to see headline Trees next year? As you said, it could be literally anyone with how this lineup works.
Christ.
I mean, I was gutted that I missed the other year. I can't remember why I missed it, but there was a reason why I missed Manchester Orchestra and Thrice, and I just want that to happen again.
That's a great answer.
That was insane.
I think that covers my answer as well. I think that would be probably for me. Thrice.
I know a few years ago, James tried to book AFI, and like he had them booked, and then it fell apart. So I think getting AFI in to do trees would be great.
Can I steal that answer as well?
Yeah.
Stealing everyone's
In terms
answer.
of like,
Sales in the Sunset, like the full album.
yeah, I mean they don't play that stuff anymore, but yeah, I would love that. maybe some realistic answer. Maybe someone like Fontaine's DC or something like that would be cool.
Can I steal that answer as well?
I was about to say, I don't feel like Biffy
Fontaine's
Clyro
would
are the
play
headline
really
trees,
well,
and they would be a great headliner.
Biffy have never done trees.
But
Yeah,
Empire State Bastard.
Empire State Bastard would be good as well. Yeah,
Biffy would be
for
amazing.
sure.
Biffy doing like a first 3 albums like highlight set would be incredible. Yeah.
All very good answers, boys.
Yeah,
well
yeah.
done. I have nothing
I'd like to
add.
see Jimmy Eat World come back. 'Cause I think that would be
I
a
was
great one.
thinking
Yeah.
Jimmy Eat World
Yeah.
for sure.
Basically, we just love music.
Just stealing everyone's
Yeah.
answers
All
there.
of the things that they said.
Yeah.
You guys are just so insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't even know he'd fucking moved out. We can't be in sync.
Well, that's a perfect note to end it on. We got some really, really good answers there. Thank you so much for being here with me, guys.
Thank
It's been
you.
amazing.